Welcome to the video. Today we are attempting the Elden Ring randomizer challenge, but there's only one problem. I have an Xbox, so I had to come up with some creative ways to make it random. In every single region, I will be using random weapons, talismans, crystal tears, ashes of war, spells, and incantations. Also random starting classes and keepsake. And on top of that, every armor I pick up, I will be putting on, and summons are allowed, because I suck at this game. So, let's get right into the video. First things first, let's figure out the starting class. For my starting class, I got the samurai, which is what I usually pick anyway. Next, we'll figure out our keepsake. For my keepsake, I got the crimson amber medallion, which is what I also usually pick. Last, I need to customize a character. This is Bob. Starting this run, we are already collecting weird fingers for some reason. And now it's time to fight the grafted scion. I never actually beat this boss on my first attempt. I just die every single time. And it was my first time playing. So I died like I always do. Before I get into Limgrave, I always have to go defeat the Soldier of Godric. Yes, I know I'm not using a random weapon, but I'm starting when I get into Limgrave. I defeated him pretty easily, but obviously he's just some random soldier. He's not even a boss. After that, I headed to Limgrave. Alright, now that we're officially in Limgrave, we need to figure out what our weapon will be. For our weapon, we got the twin blade. Before we get our weapon, we speak to Vare, who just shames us for being maidenless.
There is one shining ray of hope for even the maidenless. Me. That.
Then we take off all our gear to make sure we don't ruin the run already. We get the smithing stone one, and then we talk to Kel for a crafting book and a torch.
That you're not then wine. I am Carlin. Goodbye.
Then we took on this random soldier just to see how little damage I did, but I did even less than I thought. And it took a while to actually kill him.
5 hours later.
After killing him, we went to go talk to Melania. And she gave me my boy Torrent. Then we got the whetstone knife so that I could use ashes of war later. And went to go get the twin blade. Next, we need to figure out what our talisman's gonna be. And I came back to the soldier just to see how much stronger I was. And we got the Arrow's Reach talisman, which is just a little below and left of Stormvale. Even with our weapon, it still took a while to clear out the 3 enemies here. After I killed them, I got the Arrow's Reach talisman and headed back to go see Ronnie.
May I have a word?
For some reason, she says her name is Rena,
A pleasure
but
to
either
learn
way,
the
she
witch
still gave
Rena.
me the spirit calling
I'd
bell
heard
and
tell
the
of a
lone wolf
tarnished
ashes.
home. 'Tis a bell for calling forth spirit.
Next, we need the flask of wondrous physic and our 2 crystal tears. Luckily, my first crystal tear was just the crimson crystal tear, and you get it as soon as you pick up the flask of wondrous physic. And my second crystal tier was Strength Knot. And lastly, now we need an Ash of War. For Ash of War, I got Repeating Thrust. I went and got the jellyfish real quick from Roderica. To get my Ash of War, I needed to beat the Knight's Cavalry, but I kept dying to him, so I had to go level up. So I went to go defeat all the enemies in the camp and their captain. After that, I came back for round 2 with the Knight's Cavalry. I ended up defeating him, but I did forget to record it. I put the Repeating Thrust Ash of War on my weapon, and now all of my equipment is random. I was sick and tired of being so weak, so I went to go defeat a couple of the giants to get some runes. I got one of the giants to destroy the statue, and then I got a smithing stone 1 and 2. I got these giants to fight each other, and I actually got one to kill the other. After that, I leveled up a little bit, and I set out to Fort Height. I got the left half of the Dectus Medallion, and then I met Bernal.
Not seen you before. Name's Bernard. Let me ask you, are you here? Does your despite
I met this random dude D, and he told me about the Tibia Mariner over in this region.
Worse yet, if you value.
After finding him, he killed me. After killing him, I got some death root and some skeleton militial man ashes. After killing him, I found this random carriage and decided to steal all their loot. And if you don't think I'm bad yet, just watch this. I could not even hit the dude. After killing him, I finally got their loot, and I got their great axe. And then I went to the Bloodhound Knights Everjail, just because I thought it'd be some fun. He honestly wasn't too hard, it's just he's really quick, so he was getting me at the start. He did take a little bit, but eventually I did take him down. Finally, after killing him, I got the Bloodhound's Fang, but sadly, I won't be using it. Then I got invaded by a Bloody Finger Neargist, or however you say it, and I hit him with a Repeating Thrust for a good amount of damage, honestly. Yura joined to help me, but I don't think I needed his help. But I indeed did need his help. On the second attempt, it went way better this time. I just stuck to what I knew I could do, which was my jumping heavy attack.
If it isn't Nereus.
I let Yura actually help me this time, and I defeated the Bloody Finger, and I got the Reduvia. After that, I wanted to test my luck against the Tree Sentinel, but the first try did not go so well. On my second attempt, I made sure I would not die to him. If he was gonna play unfair and be on a horse, so was I. It only took a couple minutes, but I finally defeated the Tree Sentinel and got his golden halberd. Next, I headed over to Stormvale Castle in order to defeat Margit. I summoned Sorcerer Rogier, and we got to work. So, I summoned my dogs, and we just ganged up on him. There was nothing we could do. We staggered him a couple times for some free damage. Sadly, he ends up killing my dogs, but it didn't matter because he couldn't stop us.
Warrior blood must run in thy veins.
I end up killing him pretty easily on my first day. With him dead, I finally got another talisman power. So now I need to figure out what my next talisman is going to be.
Forgive
But
me.
Melania interrupts me
I've
and takes me
been
to the round table's
testing.
hold. We got the Haligdrake talisman, which we'll be going to get after we talk to everyone and get a very awkward hug. To get the Haligdrake talisman, you have to kind of go back to the start of the game, but I couldn't figure out how to get down there. I thought to get down there, you had to use these airlift things, or whatever you call them, but that was not the case. Eventually, I found the real way to get down there, and went to go pick up the Haligdrake talisman. Which is just on a cliff behind you in the starting area. I equipped the Haligdrake talisman, and go to Stormvale Castle to eventually defeat Godric. As soon as I got here, I met this thief and killed him instantly. For some reason, he was actually hard. It took me a couple of attempts. Finally, after killing him, I got the Rusty Key and the Curved Sword Talisman. I really hate birds in this game. I met my friend in this church for some reason.
I'm not hotted enough about this place is.
I tried to get this grace, but this game had other plans. met up with Nefeli so we could team up on Godric.
Tarnished, are you? I am Nefeli Luke. I'm here by decree of how utterly.
I summoned Nefeli and my dogs, and it was time to fight Godric. We were doing a decent amount of damage at the start, and got into the second phase pretty easy. At the start of the second phase, he tries to hit us with his flame attack, but we run around that and get some free attacks off. And this is where it goes down. He grabs me and nearly kills me. Then I use my last healing flask without realizing it, and try to use it again and get caught in his flame attack. And somehow, I try to heal again and get caught in the same attack. I really suck at this game. On my second attempt, I got my sweet, sweet revenge and took him out pretty easily. After I killed him, I got his Great Rune and his Remembrance. And that's the end of Limgrave. So this is the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And come back next week where I'll be taking on the Weeping Peninsula.